con ustedes y con tu espíritu. Let us pray. Gracious and loving God, we thank you for this day as we've gathered to worship and give you praise. And now as we gather for this annual meeting, bless this food to our use as we thank those who prepared it and presented it to us. Bless these reports and conversations and cheerful bidding for cakes and all that we do together. We give you thanks for this community of love and service and joy. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
And the next order of business is to appoint Bob Ulrich as clerk, the annual meeting. Bob, do you accept?
Yes.
He says yes, and
Accepted.
not reluctantly, but with full happiness. But I know that Bob is, we're going to be seeking another clerk. And so as you here think about that, if you'd like to be the clerk, we really could use that. Bob has been serving faithfully for 5
5 years.
5 years, and we are grateful. So I don't have I'm not announcing his retirement because he's not retired yet, but we are going to be looking for a new clerk. And so Bob, a million thanks to you for your great work as our clerk. Let's give him applause. And now we get to review the minutes from last year's annual meeting, which were taken by Bob. And you will see that they are in your packets on page 40. So what we do is we allow a minute or so for you to review them. And if you have any comments, corrections, or questions, you can raise them. So let's take that minute or two now for you to review the minutes again on page 40. En la página 40 hay notas de la reunión anual del año pasado. Hay momentitos para revisar y ofrecer comentarios si tengas. Gracias. All right, are there any corrections, questions, comments on the minutes? Raise your hand if you have them. Hay preguntas, comentarios sobre los notas del año pasado. No? All right, well, let's approve them. Does somebody approve the minutes from last year's annual meeting? John Zellman, do we have a second? Jane Moore. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? All right, thank you. Now we are going to have the first cake auction. We have 3 cakes we're going to auction. And before we do that, Kate is going to just tell you about the cakes that are there and offer later. Oh, Karen, would you just?
Yes, we have 16 cakes this year, so they're all lined up. You probably saw them already. Hopefully you got a good eye on what you want. And we'll be starting the bids. We're gonna be doing it 3 at a time. So if you haven't heard to our eyeing, no worries, we will get to it. 16 cakes to go through today. We're gonna go a little fast because there are 16. So make sure if it's the cake you want, get ready to raise your hand high because it's wonderful to have so many people here, but Andrew and I will be keeping an eye together. We're going to be texting you. So if you raise your hand and we call your name out or call you, make sure you nudge people to yell out. Hey, we got it over here. So our first one is from
Karen, just one quick reminder that these cakes are incredible cakes, first of all. Second of all, your bids and your payments are going to go to a project to improve the lighting in here, which, as you can see, I mean, this is really the best it is right now, and it's not great. And we have so many things happening in here. We need better lighting. I see people going like this That's because the lights are pointing right at your eyes. That's not the way we want this room. So think about your generosity is going to change the lighting in here for the better for many groups, for us. And so thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so the first cake.
Okay, the first cake is from Kim Bella Lobraco and Annabella. It's a deluxe coconut cream cake with toasted meringue. Jeez. Oh, what is this vision that you see before you? Is it something from a dream, or is it just swirling clouds of gently gold toned meringue? Created by Annabella, mother of Kim Bella Lobraco, it is indeed a triple layer cake with coconut cream nestled within and covered in toasted meringue. The showstopper of the cake is not only a work of art, but also a perfect dessert for any special occasion. It even comes with a beautiful glass plate for serving. If you should be the lucky owner of this vision, please know it does need to stay refrigerated. A cold pack is provided and put onto the plate. When it becomes yours, you should put it in your fridge shortly after. And the vision comes with a cake house to protect it during its travels.
All right.
What a cake by Kim Bella, Lobraco, and Annabella. All right, so here, are you gonna start the bidding?
We start off at $100. And someone's gonna do it. So with it for $100 right here. And we go 150. So anyone for 150? 150, 150, 200, $200, 200 up front, 250. Anyone for 250 for this great 250, 300. We have 300. 300, we have 250 right now. Anybody going up to 300? 300 right
There we
here.
go.
350. Anyone going for 350? 350. We have 300 right now. George, 350. Kim, 350 right now. And for $400. 400. Earlier we had, we raised 400.
There are 400 people here, so let's do $1 for every person.
Okay, so we're at 350. We have 400. 350, 350 going once, 350 going twice, and 350 sold. Agree.
Yay!
Second cake is a delicious by R.J. Taylor Garcia carrot cake beyond compare.
And RJ is here. RJ, would you stand? Because RJ was texting me last night about making this cake, and I was thrilled to see it. So there you are, RJ. Oh my God.
Amazing. All you carrot lovers, carrot cake lovers. And that means everybody. You might have a favorite one that you think is best somewhere out there. That flimsy premise is shattered by RJ's fantastic double layered carrot cake with cream cheese frosting, which has raisins, pecans, and it's priceless because it's made from scratch and made with love. Thanks, RJ, and let the bidding begin. We're going to start this one also at $100, and give yeah.
Okay. All right, we're gonna start this at $100. So, okay, we have $100, let's see, 150. I have 150, 175. 200, 200, Cecilia, do I see 250? Do I see 250? 250, do I see 300? There's 250 going to 300. 300, do I see 350? We're at 300, going to 350 with this amazing cake. 300 going to 350. We have 350. We have 350 going to 4. $350. Oh, we have $400. $400. Do I see 4? I have 4. Do I see 450? 4 to 450. Do I see $450? That's amazing.
Let's make Ray Sean smile. It's at 400, Ray Sean.
400 going to 450. Do I see 450? 450. We have 400 going once, going twice. Sold. Doesn't see it this way.
RJ, congratulations. That was incredible.
Great job, RJ. Great job. The next cake is made by Liz Simpson. She's a very cool teacher with knowledge and experience.
Set
But you don't need to be taught to
Set
learn
more
from the
15.
Strasberry Swirl cheese. Also learned that it comes with raspberry sauce to complement it to a T. Cheesecake fans, you know who you are. Liz will not let you down. In fact, you will be highly uplifted when you eat this beautiful and delicious cake and sauce. So Karen, I think we start this at 150.
All right, 150, we're gonna start at 150, 150, right over there.
Okay.
Going up to 200, we get 200, 200, going up to 250, 250 right in front, up to 300, 300, right over, we're at 250 right now. This is the last paper right now, so think about this. Okay, we're at 300, 300 right now. When we go up to 350 for this delicious raspberries, and think about the lighting that it's gonna provide. See, probably it's gonna be a whole nother light, so let's go to 350, somebody, 350, we have 300. 300 going once, and are we doing online people too?
Yes, I'm checking for, people can chat and put in their bids, but, not at this point, no worries.
Okay, so we tried 300. 300 going twice, and 300 sold, Penny.
Yes. So just as the first three cakes were well over $1,000 toward our lighting project, let's give that a huge applause. And now the next order of business is appointing our senior warden and junior warden. So I'd like them to stand. Patty King, are you here? Come on up. So Patty King has served on the vestry this past year, and now she is going to be the junior warden. And Andrew, who was the junior warden, is now the senior warden. So I guess I ask you, do you accept these appointments?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. What affirmation. Let's give them applause. Thank you both. And Patty, that's all that it was at that point. Now we have our youth representative to vestry we'd like to appoint, and Isabel has been showing cakes. So come on up. Would you come up right here in front and stand on the stage? Take a big bow. Now Isabella is in show choir, so she is not afraid of large groups. And you were just performing recently in Lincoln, Nebraska, and you go to wonderful destinations like Lincoln, Nebraska. That is amazing. And Isabel, when she first came to St. Mark's, was not born yet. I remember that when your parents came here. And so this is your church for your whole life. And now you get to serve on the vestry, which is the highest calling anybody could ever do. No. But it is wonderful because you have great things to share with the vestry and its work. And we're just so grateful and proud of you. So do you accept your appointment?
Yes.
All right, let's give her a big applause. And that means we're ready for another cake auction. Are you all ready?
Yes, we are. Okay. So I guess John Selman was wanting to set a new bar. So there are two cakes from John. And okay. John Selman, whatever cake he brings, go. If you've been around cake auctions for a while, you know that legendary John Selman is a baker to contend with. But you actually don't want to contend with him as a baker. You just want to sit back and eat up everything he brings to the auction. That is, if you can bear to cut into its elegant, picture-perfect British baking show quality goodness. Here it is your chance to experience a marvel. Bid high and bid often. All right, so the first cake is a chocolate bourbon bundt cake. This is a boozy bourbon chocolate cake flavored with a full cup of the finest Kentucky bourbon. The aroma when it comes at the end was amazing. It's drizzled with a little bourbon as well. There are no nuts, and we don't need anything in return for this. So Karen, where should we start the bidding?
200. All right, we're gonna start 200, because this is. Yeah. That's great. So $200, to be anybody in the room for $200.
There's a two, right over there, we got 200.
We got 200. We have it for 250, 250 for this delicious cake, 250 right here, 300, anybody for 300? Great. Get it up to 500.
We got 300 here, right?
300, okay, we have 350, and we for 350, 350 back, 400. We got 350, is there 400? 400, anybody? We got 350. Then we want to bid up to 400. 400.
Oh, and Diane, yay.
We got 400 right now, anybody up to 450?
Diane likes the bourbon part. I do too.
Perfect solution. The lighting is great. We got 400 right now. Okay, we got conversation back there. Can you go up to 450? Interested in 450? We got 400 right now. We got 400 going once. Anybody up to 450? 400 going twice? All right, we got it sold for 400.
Diane. Come on.
And now we have a second one from John Zalman. So your iMac, okay, I'll do description. We're gonna try to read John's get ready. Okay, if you come to the last community dinner, you got to taste this. But those who didn't, now here's your chance. It's an almond cake filled with homemade raspberry jam and covered with raspberry swirl, buttercream. Swiss, sorry. Raspberry Swiss. And buttercream. What's really cool is that the layers on this beautiful cake are vertical. Slice it to see. So it's not only delicious tasting, it's gonna be an amazing thing to look at. Probably don't be able to look at it very long. So we're going to start this one at $200 as well. We got $200 from David.
No, 500.
$500.
Oh my God.
All right, we got 500 from David. We have 550. 550 for anybody? This is gonna be totally sold.
Wait, I see hands wanting to go up. Just push them up.
We might share with you if you wanna just.
Maybe dinner was fun before it happened.
Oh, there we go. Right, we got 500 right now, and we 550. 500 going once. 500 going twice, and we got 500 sold today. Our next cake is gonna be a gorgeous one that is chocolate with raspberries. It's a chocolate French raspberry tort. Now we're moving into the baking. It's not cake anymore. I'm not a tort. Okay, guys, Jean True knows what to do. She's an experienced caterer, and she's offering a lovely and successful outcome of a fuzzy, volatile recipe that is very special. Here it is, chocolate French raspberry tort. With 2-layered chocolate ganache. Right? Okay. The sponge cake is filled with a thin layer of raspberry seedless jam and chocolate buttercream. The top is spread and covered with chocolate glaze, fresh raspberry, and is accented with chocolate leaves. Feast your eyes on this wonder, and if you are determined to bid high enough, you can feast on it even more as you eat it. So here you go, Andrew. Do you want to make it?
All right, so let's start this out at $250. We have 250, do I see 300? We're at $250, but we have $300, do I see 350? We have 350, do I see
Yes.
400? 400, yes. Do I see 450? 450.
450, yes.
450, do I see 500? 450?
Yes, 500.
Do I see 550? Do I see 550? 500 going to 550. 500 going to 550. This cake is amazing. This ganache.
Let's break through that cake ceiling of $500.
Right? It's a ganache. We're 5 going to 550. We're 500 going to 550. 500 going once, going twice. So how much sugar on that?
All right. Well, thank you. That was over another, what, well over $1,000 in that round. Let's all give that applause. That was amazing.
We've added one more.
Oh, you've added one more?
We've added one more.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Why, don't look sad.
No, I just wondering, we want to interrupt, like. Yeah. Okay. Pastel de frutas. Vanilla y chocolate. Chantilly con queso Philadelphia made by Lucia Sol. So this is Solar's onwards. So it's made of vanilla chocolate and cream cheese, no nuts. And you don't need to return them. So Karen, I think again, we started at like 250. This is a problem. Yeah. Too much.
Is Lucita here? APA, por favor, Lucita, the APA. Would you, Lucita, please stand? We want to applaud you. You, hey.
So we said we're gonna start at 250.
Yeah.
Yeah, 250. Do we have anybody?
Yes.
250 right over there.
Over there.
Okay, we got 250, two prices. We gotta go 300, 300 for anyone?
Yes, 300, we got a 300.
300, where did we say? 300?
Yes.
300, there we go. 350. 350.
Yes, 350.
350, it's a 400. 400.
400, hay 400, we've got 400.
450.
450. Okay, are you at 450?
450. So George Churchill is going up to 450. What I told you he would go up.
500, I'll give you 500.
500 is 500 and 20 for 500. 500. 500 and that's it. Okay, we got 500 right now. Do we go up to 550? George Churchill is doing 500 for this cake. Anyone at 550? 550? 500 going once. 500 going twice to George and 500 sold.
All right, we'll move forward. We're going to recognize those who are outgoing from the vestry, our youth representative, and myself, outgoing senior warden. So anyone who's here among this group, if you could please come forward. Mark Lucas, Kirsten Deneen, Shara Ward, Rick Kloss, Lois Sheridan, Maggie Gross, and again, me, I'm here. Come forward, please. So I just want to give my own thank you. I know we've had some interesting, wide range of discussions, but this has been a really fun group to work with. So thank you all for your dedication to the church and for your service. Thank you, Kate.
I have some gifts to give them. So Maggie, again, our youth rep, has also basically grown up at St. Mark's most of your life, and thank you for your service. Let's give Maggie a Lois Sheridan, who just puts sparkle in everything. Thank you, Lois. Kirsten, also, who has been at St. Mark's for how much of your life? Much of it.
Just missing the middle.
Just missing the middle, but now you're back. Here you go. Thank you so much. And Rick Foss, what is there to say about somebody who is so dedicated hours and hours to really loving and caring for this space where we can gather and do things like this and worship? He has taken such good care of our building and our grounds. And Rick, there's just only to say thank you and a little token appreciation. And of course, to our senior warden, Kate, a token of appreciation. None of these gifts can in any way adequately express our thanks, but again, Kate, 6 years of vestry and warden. I think you do have perfect attendance.
I think I missed one minute.
One, I'm not, we're not gonna count that. We're gonna call it perfect attendance. Thank
You gotta
you.
get one freebie after 6 years, huh?
You get many, many freebies. And again, a token of appreciation to you. Thank you.
All right, and then we're going to move forward with voting in our new vestry candidates. So those who are joining the vestry, again, if you're here, will you please come forward? Karen Volk, Chad Elkhorn, Bill Constein, Joe Catone, Marcy Troy, and Rebecca Forker. Oh. So I would ask each of you, do you accept your appointment to the vestry?
Yes.
Excellent.
We've
And-
usually done it like all in favor.
Yeah, and then for everyone in the room, now that they have accepted their appointments, all in favor of voting in this slate for our vestry, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, sounds like a unanimous. Thank you all so much. I think that brings us back to Kate's fun part.
Okay, David Northweiser and John Solomon wanted to make an announcement that, we're actually cutting up one of John Solomon's amazing cakes right now. And so, and he's serving it to people, so if you haven't had dessert, please make a beeline, and David, thanks for donating your cake.
For those of you who partake in it, if you want to make just an offering later, we're always open for more donations as well. So our next one is this beautiful, there's actually two that are gonna be coming, but first we're gonna start with just this sourdough cinnamon sugar star bread. So those of you who are like, I can't do cake, it's too many calories, this is your time to bid. Because we have this gorgeous sourdough star bread. And it's started during the pandemic in 2020, the sourdough starter was purchased, and the bread was never purchased in their household again. With comments from the friends who had it, was the best sourdough bread I've ever had. I love this bread. Are you bringing bread to Thanksgiving? Please say you are. So this could be your chance for this gorgeous, wonderful, all organic ingredients, simple yet wonderful. So we are going to start this one, and this one's sweet. The next one you can bid on is gold, not sweet. So just keep that in mind. Come on, a little sweet. This is the time to bid on the sweet. And remember, those of you who can't see very well, it's because we need better lighting in here. Oh, who made it? Yes.
Bernie Labus.
Okay.
Go and see in the back.
We're gonna start with that.
Now, we're gonna start bidding at $200.
I just want to point out that the person who made it, Bernie, is by the door there. Raise your hand. He's in red. Thank you. Fabulous, Bernie.
Yes. Thank you, George. Okay, $200. We got 200. Do I see 250? French guys, we got 250. Do I see 300? 300. We're at 250 going to 3. We have 3. Do I have 350? We're at 300 going to 350. This bread is amazing. I wish I could eat this one. 3 going to 350.
Andrew, you can if you bid on it.
Yeah. Thank you, George. 3 going to 350. Libby's got it right now at 300. I see 350. Ah, we've got 350. Mr. Tolliver over here. 350 going to 400. 350 going to $400. 350.
There's 400.
We're at 400 back to Libby. Way to go, Libby. Jackie and Hunter.
It's great if you have kids.
So we're at 400. We're at 400. Do I see 450? 400 going to 450. 400 going to 450. 400 going once. Going twice. Sold.
Hey, thank you.
And our second one is the sourdough bread. That was just all the 400. Now this one, we're gonna start again at 200. This is the sourdough bowl. It's not a sweet, but the bowl is flour, water, and salt. Simple and spectacular. So we're gonna start at $200. Can we get it up?
Wait, can I add one thing? There are hearts in it that are baked in to the surface, and you have to have a discerning eye to see them, but they're there. There are hearts. Is that right, Bertie? Yes.
Amazing. So you're gonna want 100 before you break the bread. So we have 200 already from Leona, so we go to 250. 200 right now.
We got 215? Yep.
250.
Brian.
Is Brian Shellcross?
Okay, we got 250, we got the 300. 300 for anyone, we got 300. We got 300 right now, we go to 350.
350? Yes, we got 350.
350, we go to 350, we go to 400. 350 right now, 400 anyone? 350 right now, 400. We got 350 going once. 350 going twice. 350 sold to.
Brian Shellcross. Thank you, Brian.
Awesome
Awesome.
done, Brian. It's nice to see the men's group, the Saturday morning men's group. coming through.
Saturday morning men's group comes through. Where's the Tuesday morning men's group? Are they, I don't know, but we're gonna challenge them.
We need a little, competition. All right, so, okay, this next cake is made by Claudia Lopez, and it's called Starry Night, and this is a beautiful, beautiful cake. So it's made of chocolate, vanilla, Oreo, and flan napolitano. Flan napolitano. So there are no nuts, but you know, this cake could go in a, you know, in an art museum. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. So let's start out the bidding at $250 for this beautiful Starry Night cake. Starry Night cake, 250.
We have a hand up.
Do I see, we got 300, do I see 350? Or 300, do I see 350? 300 going to 350. We have
350, yep.
Do I see 400? Do I see 400? We're 350. Do I see 400? 350 going to 400 for this incredible cake. It's gonna light up your house. 350 going to 400. 400. Oh no! Okay, I'm just gonna take it to 350. It's so bad at 350. 350. Do I see 400? 350 going once, going twice. So, say evening.
All right, I think we're on to another item of business for the meeting. And now it goes to Leo Lanzillo and Jim Trelevin, or Leo, about year-end results for 2023. I'm going to pass the mic to Leo.
Great. Thank you, and thank you everyone for staying.
Hold it close, yeah.
I'd like to start off by just recognizing Jim Trelevin. He and I worked together. this
Can
year.
Jim Trelevin stand? There, please stand, Jim.
Jim is headed the reins and treasurer over the meeting this year and looking forward to diving into it next year. I'd also like to recognize the finance committee. Some of the members are here. Andrew Dorn, Irvin Lavis, Cam Gallons, Chip Johnson, Jim Trelevin, Scott Eichenauer, Kate Marsh, Dick Anstey, and Jim Revolution, and Fiona Miller all served on last year. And I really appreciate all the help that each one of them has given. The budget, I'm sorry, the actuals for 2020.
You have to speak a little bit louder.
Page 13. Turn to page 13 to see the results against the budget as well as the budget for next year. We'll start with the actuals in 2023. So a couple of really good pieces of news is that we overachieved on the revenue side, which was good. So I think income came in a lot higher than we had originally planned at the beginning of the year. That was due to both additional pledges coming in as well as so in total, we're about $40,000 over the budget. On the other side, we did have some negative impacts this year. The biggest one being the parking lot. We started the parking lot, which is a project we always been looking at, found out range of funds to do. That was an unbudgeted item that really put a hole in our finances for the year. Over $30,000. So, the overrun in revenue helped with that. But we also had overruns in some other areas of the budget. We had some staffing ones that we hadn't anticipated, given the growth of the church, we needed people to more than we expected, and so that would be some of the budget. I'd like to turn into the very, there's a line down at the bottom that says St. Mark's preschool and PTO net total. Now it looks, there's a $60,000 deficit there. That looks daunting, but it's made up of a few pieces. The St. Mark's, so the church piece of that is about $28,000. And most of that is, like I said, due to the parking lot. And the rest of that is really a number we're still trying to get our heads around, which is the preschool. Preschool is struggling with some of its enrollment, and we're in the middle of this year trying to figure out what that budget is going to be for next year and how we can make an improvement on that. So those two things combined will hurt us in 2023, but PTO on the other hand did help us in 2023. So the net of all of it is a $60,000 loss that also gets offset somewhat by our investment returns. We do have money in the bank, and we invest some of our money with the diocese, and so we've been adding the gains from those investments. Net loss is that $30,000, almost $31,000 that's down there. And then also on this page, I do want to point out some of the key balance sheet items that we have. You can see the balance sheet items in detail in the report. A few key ones are that we have. We put a $50,000 drop in our mortgage, so that's good news. And we'll probably take another $40,000 out in 23. So we're building mortgage today. It's using $45,000 at the end of 24, which is just under $400,000. And also on the positive side, in our bank accounts, we have $163,000 of operating cash, which is available for general operating activities. And in addition to that, we have with the diocese investments of $129,000. Those are endowment funds, so those are restricted in how we use them. But we also have about $90,000 in both those numbers are detailed in the report. So very strong financial position for St. Mark's. We have some obligations for loans to the bank and loans to the diocese, but we're in pretty good shape this year. Any questions on how 2023 turned out?
So, so that everybody can hear that, you should either repeat the question or come up and ask it. Hal?
So. I know we had issues with Aspire this year. Was that covered under insurance or did we have to spend our own pocket money for that?
Did everybody hear that? Okay.
Yeah, so we have a deductible on our insurance, so we have a deductible insurance to Aspire, as we did a couple of years ago with the roof. I'm trying to go with that in the budget next year because the insurance rates do go up next year.
Other questions about the budget or the reports, the way things ended for 2023 or 2024? And if, you know, I know it's hard to ask a question in a big group, but if you have a question, contact Leo of the Finance Committee. The members who are here, would you please stand if you're on the finance committee, please? Because I know we've got Chip and Scott and Jim and let's see, and Bernie there in red who made the sourdough, beautiful cakes. So if you have questions, you can talk to them. And the finance committee meeting is open and it's on tell me again when it is.
It's the second Monday.
It's the second Monday of the month on Zoom. So anybody could come and ask questions. So please, they're welcome your questions, your comments, or input. Thank you, gentlemen, and I just want to give a huge thanks to Jim Trelevin, who served as our treasurer for 2 years. And before that was Steve Siddall. And, we are in a good position where we can continue to thank you. You work so hard and then there's new leadership available. So you don't just burn out into a crisp, right? We don't like that. So thank you, Jim, and thank you, Leo, for now taking on this and for all the good work you've already done, Leo. Thank you. Let's give them a huge applause. Is that a time for another cake auction? Yes.
All right. This is what everybody's been waiting for right now. So those of you who haven't bid yet, the last 6 cakes are on their way. So the first one is from Beth Gamco. I hope I said your last name right. Double chocolate Valentine cake. So here, perk up your ears. This is very important. If you haven't noticed, we have our calendars this week to February. And if you're in tune with your inner soul, or better yet, that of your loved one, you aware that Valentine's Day is in February. What to do with the day, February 14th. But this year, it's Ash Wednesday. That's a little trickiness. So don't fear though, because we have you covered. Our thoughtful Beth has provided an opportunity to properly deal with this dicey issue ahead of time. Take home her beautiful double chocolate Valentine cake and celebrate now. Now is the time.
Karen, before you start, I know Beth is standing over there. Would you just wave? And Beth, thank you. This is beautiful. Let's give her applause.
All those Valentine lovers, here we go. We're gonna start it off at 200. Let's start with 200. 200 in the back right there. 400. Thank you. 400. So we have 450. We've got 400 in the front row here. 400.
400. We've got 400.
We've got 450 now.
450.
So we go 500. We've got 450 right now. You do 500. It's only $50 more.
I love that.
450 right now. 450 going once. 450 going twice. All right, 450 sold.
Thank you, Jack. It's getting brighter and brighter in this room with every cake. I love it.
And then, Jack, this isn't anything to do with your having a Valentine. No? Okay. And just want to make an announcement that Andy Levis has also donated his cake that he and his wife bought the starting at least. Most of it. Okay. Well, if you move quickly, you can get over there maybe and grab a bit, right, Andy? There's Andy. Okay, all right, this next cake is from Mr. Steve Gross, and it is a budget.
Steve, would you stand? Because I see you right there. Steve, you made this. Stand up so we can see you. Awesome. All right, thank you.
The amazing thing is, Steve told me that this has almost 0 calories. It's made up of chocolate, and more chocolate. Try one of the extra, we got these cake poppers just got handed to us. That are made of the cake and frosting. And so I don't want to hold back on.
Andrew, can I just say that almost 0 is not a lot?
It's not.
No.
It's not.
It's not. It's very Talmudic and
All right, so let's start out at $250 for this amazing fudge cake. Do I see $250? $250. Do I see $250? There's $250. Do I see $300? We got $250.
Got 300. Chip.
Ship is 300, price is 350. For 350, Mr. Tim Sullivan, thank you very much. 350, 350, I see 400, but 350 going to 400, 350, oh, we're going to 400.
400.
Chip is down, I said $400 right now, $400 for this amazing fudge cake, amazing, and I'll even throw in my powder. You guys can have my powder, so 400 going to 450, 400 going to 450, 400 going once, going twice, so,
Right.
Chip.
Before you do the next cake, I just want to add another thank you, and I see her here, May Ann C. Would you come up? Because May served as our delegate to Diocesan Convention for 3 years, twice online, one in person. And it's a wonderful way to serve and to represent the larger reality of our church, which isn't just St. Mark's, but 100 congregations plus. And May, you have done that just with great attention and service, and I want to thank you. And I have a token of appreciation to hand you, but let's give her applause.
Cake is, so it's a very vanilla cake. I call it a cake with grading.
Pizza Carmona.
Sorry. Oh, wonderful. Yeah. This is. Another thing here to perk out is that it's gluten free. So those of you who can't eat gluten and been tempted by all these, now is your chance to bid. Because this is a gluten free cake with fresh strawberries and fresh blueberries. It's sweetened only with maple syrup, which is another amazing thing. So those of us that are restricted diets, this is your cake. Everything was prepared from scratch. It's inspired by the Whole Foods cake, the fruity cake, and this is a totally healthy version. So this is your chance. If you don't want to eat nuts and sugar and all the flour and things that other cakes have, this is your chance. So we're going to start with a $200 bid on this board. It's $200 right here. We have $250. Do we go to $250? $250. Do we go $300? Customer's $300. Do we go $350? We got $300 right now. $350. Can we go for $350? $350. Patty's doing $350. We have $400. We've got $350 right now.
400.
400.
400 Master.
400 right now. We go to 450. 400 right now. 450. Anyone for 450? 400 going once. 400 going twice. 400 sold. Hester.
Are we ready for the next item of business? It's the 2024 budget. Back to you, Leo.
Does everyone hear me when I'm talking? Oh, yeah, close enough. I better have to really this microphone like this. So, thank you. I forgot to mention earlier that my middle name is Mark. So, Many marks. On page 14, now on page 13 is the budget for 2024. First off, we are looking, unlike this year, we had a balanced budget in 23. It's in the next they're talking about. We also will have a balanced budget for 2024. There is around $100, so this is what we're looking at for St. Mark's operations. We still, as I mentioned before, we're still working with preschool to understand what their budget is going to be. They won't know their enrollment numbers until the March, April timeframe. And so we'll have a much better idea of what their budget's actually going to be. But our goal, obviously, is to bring them in at neutral, not a slight gain on their budget. The St. Mark's budget is increasing year over year. So this year we'll expect $891,000. Next year we'll spend $905,000. So a slight increase. The drivers of that increase is going to be our insurance rates. I would ask about the steeple. The insurance is going to go up almost $12,000 year over year. And so we spent this year we spent $45,000 on insurance. And next year will be $56,000. We also are planning for some staff salary increases. So those are going to push the expense up. But we're also looking at some efficiencies and some streamlining of some of the work so that the hours that some of the folks work will be driven down. And that will reduce overall spending on some of the staff. And then next year, we're also planning on financial audit, which is something we haven't done in quite a long time. I would certainly call it. So there's money in the budget for an audit for next year. Those are the highlights of what we're spending money on next year. Is there any questions on 2024? We'll also point out that we are mentioned this before. We're looking to continue to pay down our mortgage. So by the end of 2024, we know it should be under $400,000. We'll still have the last small, which is close to $500,000. We're starting to put that in what we are. Questions on that?
Again, there's a lot of work that has gone into creating that budget, and I want to thank the finance committee and the vestry and Leo and Jim and for all of your hard work. So let's give them a applause. And we is our full intent to continue to provide updates in the Sunday Bulletin and other communications about how we're tracking. So you'll be able to see that how we're doing against what our plan is for 2024. So we have 3 more cakes. Is that right? Are we down to the last 3?
Down to the last 3.
So the light is just getting brighter and brighter here, but we need to get pushed over the edge. So these are cakes where, you know, we can do that. So
Yes, we
what
can.
about people just opening up your hearts and wallets for these 3?
Can you see the brightness coming out?
I do. They are just shining. They're like lights. We just put them up where the lights are there and we'll have, maybe that's all we need to do. I don't know.
So George, the first cake that we have up for bid is one that we have every year, and it's from Laura Lopez. And this is truly a work of art. Take a look at this as it comes by. And Laura, could you stand up? Laura, let me see some physics. So it's a fruit cake made with 3 leches, which is 3 types of milk. So it's made with vanilla cake, cherry filling, and then 3 different milks. And it's a traditional cake. And so really is just amazing. So thanks again, Laura. Why don't we start out the bidding for this at $250? So $250 from Zeus Solar. $500, I'm sorry, not $250, $500. Thank you very much.
Wait, is the bid 500?
Yeah,
Oh my
That's
goodness,
what-
that's where we are.
I know. It's hard to turn things down. So do I see 550? We're at 500. We have 550 from Maine Anston. Oh my gosh, do I see 600? We're at 550. Do I see 600? 550. Anybody want to top that with $600? Man, that's about Tim. $600. Do I see? We're at 6. Do I see 650? 6 going to 650 for this amazing Trace Leches cake. I know, man, this is tough. It's hard to consider. We're at 6 going to 650, 600 going to 650, going once, going twice, sold.
I see smiles in the Sullivan family. Thank you. Beautiful. Wow.
Next cake is the Rector's cake, poppy seed layer cake with cream cheese frosting. Did you know that the Rector doesn't really make his cake each year?
Yes, you do.
He wants a lot with ideas. This year, uncertainty and turmoil all around us, he and Cecilia decided to return to the class. This year's cake has been done before, but you can't beat the flavor championed by our grandmothers. The smooth, dense, sour cream based batter, the egg whites personally beaten by George.
I did do that. I did beat the egg whites.
Add tart cream cheese frosting between the 3 layers of rich poppy seed cake, and you'll feel sufficiently prepared to face the world in whatever shape it takes. So it needs to be kept refrigerated, but you get to keep the plate. So there you go. This is a very holy cake. Did George, well, everything George talked about.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yes.
Okay, this cake is blessed with 3 signs of the cross.
So we're gonna start this off with 200. Yeah, all right, well, so start with 200, but we know it's gonna go way higher than that. So then we want to start the bidding with 200, 200 over here, 250, 250, anyone, 200, 200 right now.
I know it's embarrassing to do it on your own cake, but I'm.
We get to 300, I know everyone we get a lot.
300.
Here, 300, 350. Oh, we've got 300 two ways, all right, well then.
Ted and I are gonna battle for this one, right?
350, one of you can go 50 dollars, right?
400. All right, I'm putting it up to 700 right now. Okay, we had to break the ceiling. I mean, there was a $600 ceiling. Let's get through that. We, you know, in other years we've gone to 1,000, so let's do that.
Do we have 750? We got 700 right now. 750, anybody? 700?
Wait, where's 750?
No, no one's.
Oh, no one. Okay, well, come on.
Help yourself. If you're baking your own and, yeah, we got 700. We got the 700. 650.
Wait, you just bid a 50 less than I did. No. Oh, I said 700. You're 750 now?
750.
All right, all right. 800, 800, yes. I'm going to 800, Ted. I mean, I'm not gonna go to 10,000, I promise you.
At 800?
800.
800 right now? 850? It's really,
Wait, oh,
it's whole.
Steve, you just raised your hand, didn't you? Oh, that counts?
All right, so we have 800. 800 going once? What, 850? No, 850? All right, 800. What about 100? 800. Oh. There, you're taking, you gave 800 and.
Oh my God, you know what? I could cut that cake in half for $799. Are you in? How about 749? Half the cake? No, I'm making you blush. I mean, I can't eat all that. I can't eat all that. I'm happy to share it. So what are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting you're giving 800, but you're gonna give almost half a cake for 700. So they'll give 700 for half a cake. And you, because you're so generous, you're gonna give half a cake for 800.
I just want to make sure you're willing to do that. Are you? All right. Oh. So that makes that cake $1,500. Wow. See, I knew it wasn't going to be a competition in the end. It was just going to be cooperation. We did it. Thank you, Ted. Is there one more?
There's one more. This is an old tradition. Portillo's. Now, you could go down the street and get this, but you don't have to. You can just take it home right here. It's the greatest chocolate cake ever. It's the famous Portillo's. And I heard recently that there's short supply down in some places. So really, you might have to go down the street. That's what I heard. That wasn't true, but I heard that. So we're gonna start bidding. And again, remember, this is gonna unify our man home here, bring us more light to the world. We're gonna start this one at 200. And you're giving a great generous, we got 200 right now, right there in the back. We've got 200, we have 250 for this delicious Portillo's chocolate cake. We've got 200, Right now, it's in the 250. 200 right now. 250, Tim's giving us 250 for this great cake. Do 300, and we 300, 300, we 350. 350 for anybody, 300 right now, 350, anybody for 350 for the delicious chocolate cake, that's 300. 300 going once. 300 going twice. All right, 300 sold. So, 300.
Men's group comes through again, Joe Patel.
Thank you, Joe. Way to go.
Oh, and, want to mention that, I'm sorry, David, who won Annabella's cake? I'm sorry, Kim?
Yeah.
You donated your cake for the congregation to eat? The toasted coconut was eating cake with meringue.
Yeah. And now the next item of business is the senior warden's report. Katie?
All right, I feel like putting the senior warden's report at the end is a reflection on how long we're supposed to speak. I think we're all ready to go, but I'm gonna take that as a blessing for this year. I'm happy to keep my remarks brief and let you read what I've written in the annual report. As you have heard, I've been part of the vestry for 6 years. So when I sat down to write this, it occurred to me that the last time there was a vestry meeting that I wasn't a participant in was January of 2018. Which feels like a long time ago. So as someone who's been to almost every meeting, or George has given me a pass, every meeting for the past 6 years, I'd like to share a few words of advice to our new and returning vestry members. Be curious, ask questions, take time to talk to our staff, talk to other parishioners, learn how other people see things, so you can be that voice in the vestry meeting. The more viewpoints you have around the table, the better. I believe all organizations are strengthened when multiple voices are heard and fully embraced. And perhaps most importantly, if you don't want your 3 years turned into 6, if George calls you at the end of your term, don't answer the phone. To the whole congregation, it's easy to say that any year is a critical year. But St. Mark's is certainly faced with several turning points this year, the largest of which is the capital campaign being considered. I believe this process will be an important time for our whole parish. I hope that everyone who participates has a chance to be fully heard. I hope we can all listen with an open heart. I hope we can get to the end of this process and feel like this is a true collaboration that reflects where we all want to go for the next decade and beyond. In closing, I want to reiterate my thanks to all of the St. Mark's staff. Being part of leadership has really highlighted and brings into focus all of the work that goes into every single program, every piece of Sunday, and everything that happens in our building all week long. So for all of our staff, we just do a quick round of applause for everyone who has been volunteering. We're truly blessed with the staff who go above and beyond and who truly care about all of us here at St. Mark's. Thank you.
So we've actually made really good time at this annual meeting. And so I just want to take a few more minutes. One would be because, you know, Kate has so much support from her family. I want to recognize Lenny and daughters Lily and Hannah. Would you guys stand? And they are very involved in St. Mark's life. Lily has been coming to the youth nights, and you're a wonderful participant there. And we're excited about youth nights that are continuing. And Hannah is singing in the children's choir. So thank you for your involvement and the ways that you're just a part of the pillars that I talked about in my sermon. So I have in front of me a total. We have today, does this include the 10:30 service auction? Okay, $8,225 for the cake box. Now, I don't have a particular way to do this, but it would be, I know that, so Greg Becker has worked on a proposal that is $10,000. which means we're just a little bit of $1,775 short. So if anybody felt that if they didn't get a cake, but they wanted to contribute to this, you could let Fiona know. Fiona, are you doing the bookkeeping? Yes, Fiona, would you stand so we can give you thanks and applause? She would welcome your contribution so that we can get there. And I know we can and we will. And so this is just another wonderful way that we all contribute through fun and our generosity to this place that we love. Of course, the building is just one manifestation, but it's really all of you, and look around and this group here today. It's beautiful. I did want to ask you to please read, in my sermon, it was excerpts of my report, so there's more in there. So I ask you to read it. I guess I would say, I really can't think of a time in my time at St. Mark's that St. Mark's has been in a better place. We've been through the pandemic, and that was hard. And we learned stuff in the pandemic. We've been able to use Zoom so well for funerals and meetings. And I mean, it really put us in a new level. And we know that since the pandemic, attendance patterns have changed, but there's just a lot of energy and excitement and new people. There were new people at both the services today coming and wanting to be part or know more about St. Mark's. That's wonderful. And our finances are really being well stewarded. And this opportunity for a capital campaign is a very exciting opportunity. And the next vestry is going to take that up, and they are going to make a decision. The vestry that has finished or has recommended to the incoming vestry to pursue a capital campaign of $650,000 and with priorities, and you'll be hearing more about that, but that'll be among the first order of business for the vestry to talk about that and discern that and see what we're going to do. But whether the capital campaign happens or not, we are in a wonderful place as a community, and there will always be more challenges and opportunities. I do feel that rapid response that I talked about is just one wonderful way that we respond. I know there's a group in formation that wants to bring people who've lost a spouse together for support and fellowship. That was just mentioned yesterday. And I just think that's wonderful, these ideas to help and support us in our various places in life. And that's what St. Mark's can do and what we do. So I just want to offer that as a kind of a final comment, but also questions and answers. We all have that opportunity. So does anybody have a question or a comment they'd like to make? It's a good time to do that. Yeah, Andrew, please.
Yeah, I don't think we've taken the opportunity here, but just wanted to express my and our appreciation for everything, George, that you do every day, every week, every month, every service. You devoted your life to our church and your leadership to our church in Cecilia, for everything that you do in support of the church and George as well. So just want to say this.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's very humbling. Thank you. And I think we should end on that wonderful note. It's just about 1:30, so Bob, you can note that our annual meeting ended on time, even though we didn't have a time to end 1:30. And again, thank you, Bob, for leading, being the clerk. And I extend that invitation for people to consider being the clerk. Please talk to me. See Fiona, if you'd like to add to our cake auction total. And how about a final blessing? The Lord be with you. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up the light of his countenance upon you and give you peace. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Annual meeting concluded.